Tonight for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. But before we begin our 8 p.m. net, is there anyone who would like to use the repeater for a quick QSY, or maybe to say hi to someone? If so, come now. Hey, nothing other. Well, the Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of licensed amateur radio operators who take the airwaves at 8 p.m. on Wednesday and 8 p.m. on Saturday. That's Pacific Time, West Coast, USA. Work with fast scan analog television. That's an NTSC North American standard of analog TV. And you're welcome to join us either just to check in or check out on this audio channel on 147.080. Or if you'd like, you can join our roundtable. Just let me know which you prefer. We do use a 103.5 PL tone. That's so the people coming in on Echo Link can join us and they can hear you. So that 103.5 PL tone is just for this net, just the 2 hours of the net, the 1 hour on Wednesday and the 1 hour on Saturday. The rest of the time it's the normal PL tone. So far we got checked in. Lee, N7KC in Port Angeles. Bob, K9TQ up in the north part. Richard, K7ITX, and Ron, KD7QKU. Do we have anyone else who'd like to join us tonight? N7QO. N7QO, Jim in Covington. Is there anyone else who'd like to join us tonight? Okay, is there anyone else on the Echo Link other than Lee and Bob who'd like to join us tonight? What I thought I'd do tonight is start with Lee, and then go to Bob, and then go to Ron, and then Richard, and then go to Jim in Covington. And that way we can have the Echo Link people at the top of the stack. Is there anyone else who'd like to join us? Off Lee, N7KC up in Port Angeles. Tell us about Mercury. There we go. Oh, well, I'm hearing the repeater. I'm hearing the repeater pretty well on 08 tonight, and I thought I might be able to get. It's a pipe dream, you know. Anyway, well, there you go. N7KC in Port Angeles. Hi, Bob and Richard and James and Ron and gosh, I guess nobody else there just yet. Anyway, it's a beautiful day today. Not nearly as hot as it was yesterday. What a relief. It was just pretty darn warm here yesterday. 88.7, and for Port Angeles, that's pretty warm. But you know what? I kind of watched the weather station, and we only got hot when we had a wind out of the east. You know, a regular wind, which is coming out of the west to the northwest, right down the strait. Very pleasant. And that's what we had today. You know, it's very nice. Beautiful day. And I'm going to cut out a little early tonight on account of Mercury is trailing right along the ecliptic, the sun. And I always try to get a view of Mercury when the seeing ought to be pretty good. I went last night, but I was a little bit too late, and it was a little bit yucky down around the horizon. It was some junko stuff in the air, and that may have done the deed. Anyway, I didn't see it last night. But then I do need cataract surgery on both eyes, too. I got mercury filters in there, you know. Anyway, so with that, it's good to see everybody, and I don't really have much to say. I don't know. I've been laying low. I don't do very good in the heat anymore. Turns out my feet like to get. Oops. What's me done? Oops. Oh, okay. All right. Well, anyway, okay. Well, that's it for me for this round. So James, I'll send it back to you. This is N7KC in Fort Angeles. Come here, James.
Okay, Lee, N7KC, this is WW7ATS, net control for the WW7ATS. Bob, K9PQ, tell us what's happening up there.
Okay, can you hear me okay? Am I coming in? Okay, good. Well, not a lot happening up here. I'm doing it this way because I'm in my bedroom, because it's quite a bit warmer outside of my bedroom. Even though I've got an AC unit just for the bedroom over there that's keeping this nice and cool. It is 70, well, it says 74 over there, but I'm sort of in the breeze, so it's cooler. It's about 80 outside in the rest of the place, the rest of the condo, and so I chose to be here and doing it this way tonight. Yeah, I've never done very well in the heat. I'm not a fan of the heat, and so I've been staying inside and happy to do so. And it is staying, reasonably comfortable, even out in the rest of the apartment. It's not bad. It's the same sort of one-room type air conditioner, and so it's not really intended to cool the whole place, but it does a reasonable job, knocking it down, so it's not as bad as it would be, and cuts way down the humidity, which helps. So my big news is, a couple days ago now, I got a dishwasher delivered, and unfortunately, because of my pipe situation, I might have discussed this. No, I didn't. I missed the last net. Because of my pipe situation, which is CPVC. I guess I did discuss this. I did my CPVC rant on plumbing. They won't install it, so I've got to install it myself, and I haven't done that yet in the heat. And I've been struggling to sort of be awake early enough in the morning to do it when it's cool. So we'll get there. But yeah, that'll make a big difference having the working dishwasher back here again. But for anyone that might have missed it, the problem is, CPVC piping just has issues, and they refuse, this is Albert Lee, but I'm sure they're not the only ones, they refuse to install the dishwasher with CPVC piping, even in the case, even in the case for myself, where there's already a hose connected to the CPVC, so they wouldn't have to touch it. But if there's CPVC anywhere in the plumbing at all, they won't do it. So that's on me. Otherwise, yeah, just kind of staying cool. Not a whole lot going on at the moment. I do have a little joke for you guys. Is anyone else, or is anyone interested in bringing back I, for one. And with that, I'll send it back to that K9PQ.
That's a funny one. I will be saying that tomorrow at lunch. Ron, KD7QKU in Tacoma. Take it away, Ron.
Okay, well, thank you, James. W7N in the group, KD7QKU. Well, Bob, just as you started to tell your story there, your joke, the repeater identified, and I missed most of it, so I don't know exactly what you said. Lee, the sun sets now, before 9 o'clock, so it's 8:50 something official sunset. I don't know if it's dropping 5 minutes a day or what it's doing, but that's what the weatherman said the other day. Well, I'm like Lee. I don't like the hot weather. It's just too hot to go do anything. I haven't even been going for a walk or anything else. I just been hunkered down. It was 92 yesterday, and it was 93 today outside on my thermometer. It started out about 10 degrees colder this morning at 8 o'clock. And it was pretty good. I was out on the patio, and it was pretty nice until almost 2 o'clock, and then all of a sudden, I think maybe the wind shifted or something, and it really got hot. So then I came in, turned the air conditioner on. So I've been we have a wall-mounted air conditioner that was here when we purchased the house, and it's in the living room, and I've been leaving leaving it on low. I turned it on the first day about 12 o'clock. Today I turned it on about 2 o'clock. And then we have a portable in the bedroom that's vented out the window, and I turn it on. So between the two of them, I run it on medium and the one in the living room on low, and it really keeps the house comfortable. As a matter of fact, Joanne and her sister and her nieces and everybody, they got together for lunch last night, and so my brother-in-law Doug came over here, and he wore his shorts, and when he came in the house, he goes, "Oh man, it's cold in here." I said, "You want me to turn it off?" No, he said, "Don't turn it off, it feels good, but boy," he said, "compared to outside, it's cold in here." So I've been enjoying this air conditioner, and just hunkered down. Looks like we got a couple more days. All right. Back to net, KD7QKU.
Okay, Ron. Thank you very much. And to go on, next on with Richard, K7ITX. I guess you guys can hear me okay. The first thing I'd like to do is apologize to Lee for kind of confusing things during his turn. I don't know why I do know. I erroneously clicked the button that asked you to unmute. So, what do you call it? Oh, that's right. It's called a snafu. So, anyway, golly, as far as temperature goes, it was not much difference. I think it was pretty, my brain, I go into a fog when it gets above 90, and so I'm pretty sure yesterday I saw 96, and I'm pretty sure I saw 95 today. So, but I've come out looking like a genius, hero, and I deserve the Medal of Honor due to getting the air conditioning installed in our central heating system. And I had that installed last Wednesday, of course, and whoa, I'm an Einstein, what can I say? K7ITX, back to net control. Richard, K7ITX. Thank you very much for that. Jim out in Covington. Go ahead. 7QO. Thank you, Jim. Good evening, everyone. Well, I'm without a computer tonight, so no video from me. Let's see. Ron and Dick, glad you got the air conditioning there. I've got air in the house, but here in the shack right now it's 81. Not too bad all in all. Yesterday I saw 101 for an outside temp. It may have been a degree or two hotter than that. I didn't actually push the buttons to record the maximum outside temperature. And today I saw 97 as a maximum. Again, it may have been a degree or two warmer than that, but right now I'm showing 89 degrees outside here. Let's see, Lee, cataract surgery. I'll tell you, my wife just got a pair of new glasses, and it's been several years that actually both of us got glasses. Well, she got hers, and she said she's amazed at how much better she could see now. But fortunately, both of us have just the beginnings of cataracts, so we haven't gone through that yet. But everyone I know who's gone through that, they appreciated it after the fact. So hang in there, guy. All these little things add up as time goes by. Reset. Bob, new dishwasher. Man, that's a bummer. They won't install it just because there's PVC pipe anywhere in Well, good luck with that. I know you weren't expecting to have to mess with that. Sometimes it's frustrating. You buy something expecting they're going to take care of things, and it doesn't happen. Sorry about that. Also, we heard what you said, to go along with what Ron said, we heard you say, anyone interested in bringing back, and then the repeater stepped on you, so we couldn't hear what you said after that. So, if you would, please enlighten us on that. Back to you, Jim, and 7QO.
Jim and 7QO will probably be up in 2, and I think he's going to have to repeat it. There's just no escaping it. And, well, at this point, it's quarter after the hour. I'd like to call for visitors. Well, Western Washington Amateur Television Society welcomes any and all visitors. You can come in on Echo Link from anywhere in the world. So far, our farthest check-in's Australia, so if you're farther away than that, you should say hi. And also, on the repeater, 147.080, you can come in on the normal PO tone, but 2 of our members won't be able to hear you. If you set for 103.5, then everyone on Echo Link can hear you as well. So visitors, either just to check in and check out, or to join the roundtable, come now. I thought I was going to be overwhelmed with the pile up there, but fortunately we got through that. Lee, N7KC, up in Port Angeles, go ahead.
Okay. N7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. When you give it to me, the repeater ID's in there, W7WWI/R, and I can't push the button, until it's grayed out, until it sits there for a little while and then turns black. So I'm not deliberately not punching the button. It wasn't doing good. Okay. I guess I didn't catch on that it was a joke or a puzzle in a way, because when Bob said, I thought he was really wanting to go back to Roman numerals. and that made me put my abacus comment in, because, the abacus is pretty cool. I was actually in, I'm thinking, may have been Hong Kong, back when I was in the Navy years ago. And I was at some little market, I don't know, and the gal in there was using an abacus when she would sell things and figuring some kind of a tax, I guess. And it was fascinating to see her fly along with that thing. I mean, it's so fast. Just so fast. So they're making good use of that ancient gadget. Anyway, I don't have one. Never have had. But I think it probably works pretty good if you're, of a mind to put your, to learn how to do it properly. I just don't have much tonight. Not a lot to report here. Temperature right now is 63 degrees here. 63, not a lot of wind, but it is out of the north-northwest, As long as we get a little bit of wind that direction, boy, we're in good shape here. As you can tell, 63 degrees. Anyway, with that, I'm back to you, James. N7KC, Lee in Port Angeles.
Force me to inject the abacus joke in here now. See, if anybody wants to buy an abacus, I have a bead on one. To the list, Bob, K9PQ.
I'm groaning and laughing at the same time. Okay, I will repeat my joke. It is a pun. Actually a pretty good pun, if you think any puns are good. Who is in favor of bringing back Roman numerals? One more time. Who is in favor of bringing Roman numerals back into use? I, for one. Ta-dum-dum. Okay, so, on to my notes. I also just got tested. My eyes were tested, and I've ordered new glasses. They should be arriving in another week or so. And I also got I guess good news that I only have the beginnings of cataract forming. She saw a little bit of a film, but nothing to be concerned about yet. But eventually, yeah, I'll be doing that. Excuse me. The dishwasher, yeah, when they told me they wouldn't do it, I thought, oh, what's the big deal? You know, hook up 2 hoses and power line, I can do that in 10 minutes, no big deal. So I get the installation instructions, all 16 pages of the installation instructions, and there's all kinds of stuff I got to do inside the dishwasher that they've prepared in a certain way for shipping, and I have to then unprepare whatever they did so that, you know, it's like when you get a printer and you got to pull the tabs out of all the things. Same idea. You gotta go in and have the right tools, and you know, no special tools, but you've got to have tools, and you got to go in, dig into the dishwasher and take care of some things. Like I have to hook up some things, and I have to take out some things. Anyway, yeah, that's that. And yeah, as for the AC, one of the problems with this unit is it does not cool off very well. I have a solution. I actually have already bought it. I just haven't installed it. And I'm to the point now where I think I'm going to hire somebody because it's been a few years I've had it. It's called a whole house fan. And it installs on your ceiling and blows air from your house, or in my case condo, into the attic. And so you open up all your windows, and it's an exhaust fan. It exhausts. So you open up all your windows and then turn this on. It's a very powerful fan. You know, from the reviews I read, quiet-ish, you know, for as powerful it is, it's not bad. But you don't run it constantly. So in the evening when it cools off, you just run it for maybe a half hour. I don't know how long it takes to replace all that hot air with cooler air. And that'll be a real good solution for me, because usually, as you guys know around here, even on very hot days, it cools off pretty well at night. There are very few days when it doesn't cool off very well at night, but nearly always. Okay, I think that's enough for me. Back to Net K9. Thank you.
I remember that's used to be called an attic fan, but whole house fan sounds like better marketing. Next up on the list, Ron, KD9QKU in Tacoma. Take it away.
Thanks again, James. This is Ron, KD7QKU. Well, I kind of had the same thing over in Bellevue. So in the garage, I had an exhaust fan in the wall that when I, painted cars or anything, I'd turn that on and it would blow the fumes outside. And I had a door on it that would close when it wasn't in use. The door, it faced west, so if there was any wind blowing, it would automatically, hold the door closed. It wouldn't blow it open. And so I could put a 2x4 block, probably about 6 or 8 inches long in the back door of the house, and then I could go out in the garage and turn that fan on, and I could suck the air out of the house all the way from our bedroom. And you could lay in bed and you could just feel the cold air coming through the window, and it would go right through the house and out the garage. It really worked good. I have windy.com, I guess it's the Windy app on my phone, and I can always look at see how the wind is going in the northwest, and you can tell when it comes out of the east, and then of course that's when it has that down slope effect and it really warms it up here. This morning it was coming out of the west, and I think actually some places it might have been a little bit foggy, but it wasn't foggy here. So yeah, I just don't have much to talk about either. I don't have any big plans. I ordered a sun shield for the windshield in the Tacoma pickup. I ordered one from Amazon that was made to fit it, and so it's a pretty nice one, and it fit just fine. The sun visors hold it in and everything, and it's supposed to be 5 layers. So it sits out there and it faces south, and I figured if I didn't put something in it pretty soon, it was going to start cracking the dash or something. Poor pickup has been inside all of its life. Now it has to south. cold out there when it gets hot. And in the winter, I run a little electric heater because I like to keep it like in the 40s, 45 or 48 if I can, so it doesn't get a lot of moisture in it or doesn't freeze up or anything. But it also works in the summer. I looked and it was over 100 out there in the motorhome yesterday. So I had to go out and open a few more windows and try in the vents in the ceiling to try to get a little more ventilation in it. I don't know how if that would be damaging to anything in it. There's so much plastic stuff. I know the back of the motorhome one time we were someplace and it has a spare tire cover, and the spare tire cover is a chrome ring over a metal disc, and the metal disc was painted white. I don't know if you can picture that, but the chrome ring was around like where the tread of the tire would be, and the white cover was over the center of the wheel on the spare tire on the back of the motorhome. And it actually caused a run in that paint or plastic or whatever it is. It got so hot someplace when we were in Colorado or California. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. I noticed that after we got home. Okay, well, continue that story. We were in Needles, California that night, and I have a picture of the thermometer inside the motorhome. It was 109 degrees, and I had the air conditioner running on the motorhome, and the cat was laying right underneath the vent where it came down on the bed, and I joined her. And Joanne loves the heat, so she went outside for a walk. If you can imagine that. Just like tonight, she was sitting outside on the patio, and that's where the exhaust is from the air conditioner, and it makes it about 20 degrees hotter. And I went out there and I said, "Aren't you hot?" "Oh no, it's just perfect." I said, "What's the thermometer say?" It was, almost 90 degrees. She said, "Oh, this is perfect." "Oh, I'm 81 last time I looked outside." Okay, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU. Well, that's hot. Next up, Richard, K7ITX. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't really have anything very interesting to talk about. I did pick up on a little theme of medical anomalies that each one of us had, so I might as well, I've talked enough about my business that I'm not afraid to, but, I've talked about blood work, lab work with your blood. So that's, very important, very big deal, especially with everything I've got going on. So A1C was, it's been 3 months where I've really been on this kick of, lowering my intake of sugar and carbohydrates. And so, and at the end of 3 months, I'm supposed to meet with my primary care physician, and so I went in Monday for a blood test for that purpose, and so the next day, the results are done. They sent me an email, and so I look, and everything's there. And of course, it said my blood sugar, they flagged that. A1C. And then I got suspicious and looked at who the test was for. Of course, the test was on me, but it was for my pulmonologist. Well, yeah, she wants to check my liver every 30 days, but what about my other doctor that I'm seeing, was supposed to see today? And so I went back the next day for another blood test. And explained to them why I was back, and that evidently there wasn't an order for A1C, and so okay, they got the order, that all got straightened out. Oh yeah, we know you have an appointment tomorrow, make sure the results are there. No results. Since I woke up, it's funny how, for the past 20 years, you get the results the next day. And then the one time I really have to, I never knew the next day, the one time I really have to have them the next day, no results. So
so the nurse checked with the lab. It's right there in the same building. Oh yeah, no, we'll get him. Well, she said, if we don't have him by 10 minutes after 11, I'll call you. Well, she called me. So, I have a rescheduled appointment to discuss my A1C, which I'm dying to know what it is. I really am. I mean, and maybe I am dying, and I really need to know what it is, but I have to wait till Friday. Well, I'm thinking I'm going to have it tomorrow because my virtual appointment is Friday, so I better dang well have it. So, and then I got another issue. Carry that on the next round if anyone's still around. K7ATS back to net control. Richard, K7ATS, this is WW7N. Typhoid ID, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, and we use this repeater for our audio channel. We welcome any and all visitors either to check in and check out, or to join our roundtable discussion. You can also come in on Echo Link. So visitors, go ahead and say hi now. Next up, Jim in Covington, N7QO. 7QO, thank you, Jim. Well, Dick, that's a bummer about your A1C test results there. I have looked forward in the past to getting certain test results, and it worked out for me, but it's probably because of the fact I couldn't get to see a doctor when I wanted to. So the test results came out, and a couple of weeks later I find myself getting to see the doctor finally. Yeah, I would be curious to see what the results are too if I were in your position. It seems like you've been working hard for a long time, and you want the results to be to reinforce your hard time there, your hard work. So I'll keep my fingers crossed on that for you. Bob, that exhaust fan sounds good. Yeah, I've seen those sold before. Before I moved to Seattle, I was actually considering getting one of those, but I didn't. My wife talked me into real air conditioning, so that was the end of that. But I guess in Texas we actually really needed real air anyway, so I don't know, I was just trying to be a cheapskate, I guess. But like Joanne, I used to really love the heat. In fact, I kind of still do, but I have some medical problems. My doctor basically said, in particular some medicine that I'm taking, he said, if you start to sweat, you need to think about getting somewhere where it's cooler. So, I don't know. Things just happen as you get older. Kind of frustrating. I'd still like to move to a warmer climate. I really enjoy the heat. But having said that, I need to be under an air conditioner when I go to sleep at night. WW7N and 7QO. QO, Jim out in Covington, thank you for that. Well, let's see. Since we're having strange puns tonight, I guess I could say if Lee is trying to catch Mercury setting, I guess it would be setting, but he's got cataract surgery, I can see your point. It's really bad. Okay, so, anyway, Bob, I should have known when you said all you had to do was install, the input and output hoses and the electricity, it would not be that simple. It never is. The three deadliest words at Home Depot are easy home installation. Yeah, you know that. You know you're in trouble when they sell you on that one. And Jim, yeah, pushing buttons. I have a Max Man thermometer
in my kitchen, and I realized I had not pushed the reset buttons on it either. So I need to do that and track what we have for the rest of the week. I guess it's going to be pretty warm Thursday and Friday as well. Right now the temperature does seem to drop. Attic does a wonderful job of retaining the heat. So thank you, Bob. I learned something tonight. There's a difference between exhausting air out of your attic and exhausting air out of the home. Either way, I think you got to move a lot of the air, but I would think the home might be more efficient, because the attic, you're forcing air up to the crawl space opening in the garage, but then it's coming out a relatively small number of vents. So I don't know how well that works. But I think I'm going to try putting some kind of an attic fan up there this season's done it for me. And if you think it's hot here, though, I just saw two interesting tidbits on the ever helpful internet. One, there is a giant centrifuge-like device that tests roadways in France, and I guess there's only a couple of these in the entire world. And it looks like a giant carousel set on its side, and they have these big arms that go around in a big circular circle. I'll get some video next net, because I found this just really interesting. And they can load up the arms, and this thing goes in circles like a big pinwheel, and they build roads underneath it to see what road wears out the fastest, what kind of materials. One thing they cannot control, though, is ambient temperature, because this thing is so big it's outside. So I guess people all over the world want to do contracts with this, because it's a very well-run center. And I guess they're quite busy right now, and I can see why, because I saw video clips of the roads in Great Britain melting. So whatever they make the roads out of in Great Britain, they should have consulted with the Roman engineers, because I don't think the roads that the Roman engineers put in melted. There's some of them still in use in the Middle East, and it gets really hot in the Middle East and really cold at night. And the Roman engineers managed to put in roads that have lasted a couple thousand years. So if they can't get a Roman engineer, which may be, they may all be retired now, I don't know, then maybe they could at least get the center in France to roll the thing around while it's really hot, see if they could do a better job. So this time around at 37 after the hour, my name is James, this is WW7N in Bellevue, Washington. Let's take it back up to the top, Lee and 7KC.
Okay, and 7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. Well, when we lived in Seattle, a good many years ago, our little Craftsman house would just get hotter and hotter and hotter in the summer. So I did a little CAD work and figured out where I could put an attic fan on the north side of the house. And I did that. I installed that, just went up there and took a piece of the wall out and framed in a hole and, got a nice exhaust fan, put it on a thermostat. And I'll tell you, did it make a nice difference? It really did. Just exhausting hot air out of the attic made an enormous difference at our place. And then we changed back then when you were getting energy credits for the glass windows in the place, we changed single glazed windows to triple. The big ones were triples. They were 9 feet by 5 feet. And we had 2 of those, and then we had another couple of big ones. And that change alone changed our heating bill remarkably. It really did make a big difference on it. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Well, right now it's 62 degrees here. Our high today was 70. And yesterday it was 88.7. And yesterday, that offshore flow, that warm air from eastern Washington comes over the Cascades, and then it drops about 3,000 feet, and then it goes through a physical process called adiabatic heating. So you get these temperature spikes on that compressional heating is what it's called. It's like your tire pump, when you pump a tire up, how hot the pump gets. Hey, same deal. When the air comes over the Cascades to the west, it compresses down in the Puget Sound Basin and then gets really, really hot. And then if it continues on blowing, it comes right over our way and heats us up, you know. So it's no fun here when we get an offshore flow under those conditions. I've just got 20 seconds left. I think what I'll do is the sun is going to set here in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to get out of here when I hang up here and go see if I can chase this thing a little bit. I don't know. I was 50 years old before I ever saw Mercury. Now I see it generally a couple times a year. That's always fun. So good to have you guys. Thank you very much. This is N7KC Liam Port Angeles. Back to you, James.
Lee, N7KC, good hunting tonight. I hope you get a good shot of Mercury. Thank you for joining the net tonight up there in Port Angeles. This is James, WW7ATS, Whiskey Uniform 7 November for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Once again, get a call for visitors. Any visitors either coming in on 147.080 or on Echo Link. Come now.
KC disconnected.
Hey, Bob, K9PQ, take it away.
Okay, hello again. So I do have, just let me bring it up. Ron, or was it Jim? I forgot who it was. A cat. I think it was, it was you who said you had like the cool in front of the air conditioner. My cat's the opposite. She loves it warm, very warm. Just a couple of weeks ago, I wasn't using the AC because it wasn't getting hot enough, but it got pretty warm inside. It was probably around 80, but not bad. I could tolerate it fine. And but she chose to sit to lie down in the sunshine, right on the inside of the sliding door because 80 wasn't quite warm enough for her. And right now it's about 80 out there with the AC running. And her favorite spot right now, it took me a while to figure it out. She's lying in front of the fireplace. I said, well, why is she doing that? Well, I never turned off the pilot light, so there's a little bit of heat coming out of the fireplace, enough for her to be able to feel the difference, and that's where she chooses to lie down. So yeah, that's my cat for you. It's like, just a little bit hotter, please. I'm kind of out of other ideas, other things to talk about. I don't have any particular medical issues to bring up to join into the conversation, but just the usual. Let's say just the usual. So with that, I will send it back to you, and I thank you.
Bob, K9PQ. Well, next up on the list, Ron, KD7QKU. Take it away, Ron.
KD7QKU here. Well, let's see. Our cat's like your cat, but Bob, she likes the sunshine. She'll always lay in the sunshine, no matter how hot it is. Richard, you started the new medication, I think last time when you were on, and I just wondered how you're doing, if you're doing okay, so maybe you could mention that. And then I was going to say, the other thing I was going to say about air conditioning, we have the little portable air conditioner in the bedroom. It's a big portable air conditioner. I was going to buy one that was on sale at Lowe's a couple years ago, and I was looking at it, and another guy walked up and said, don't buy that one, buy the biggest one you can afford. He said, you buy that one, you'll regret it. You just waste your money. So I did. Instead of buying a $150 one, I bought a $360 or $80 one, and it's really been good. So I put it on 70, and then it runs until the room temperature gets to 70. In fact, the room temperature was 70 in there right now. And then it shuts down, and it clicks over to the fan, I think, and it runs real quiet. And then if it gets too hot, it clicks on again, and then it starts putting out cold air. So I heard it come on once last night. So it shut down right after we went to bed. I always make sure I have it on before we go to bed to cool the room down. Today I've had it on ever since 2 o'clock or 2:30. But yeah, no, it works fine. Keeps the bedroom. We sort of closed out anyway to eat or drink, and she'll push it open no matter what. It's better if we leave space so she can get through it rather than if she pushes it open. She pushes it open, it's wide open. If she just, you leave it open about 6 or 8 inches, 10 inches, she goes back and forth and doesn't bother the dog. So anyway, yeah, so that's all I have. I just was curious, Richard, how you're doing on your, that $400 2-time-a-day medicine. My goodness. KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, Ron. Well, thank you for that down in Tacoma. This is James, WW7ATS, Net Control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Next up, Richard, K7ITX. I'm starting to think that our cats all went to the same grade school. Well, except, Ron's cat doesn't, no, well, Ron, you said your cat likes to get underneath the cool vent well, except it was 106, so I think anybody would do that. But as far as cats liking it warm, so, when I was 95 yesterday, the cat wanted to go out, but all I wanted to do was just go on the outside of the sliding glass door and lay down right on the hot wood deck. Just lay there, and usually when the cat is in front of the sliding glass door on the outside, it wants it back in. Well, no, I opened the door, just laid down, it's laying down, looking at me, what are you doing? Shut the door. So I shut the door, and she just stayed out there in hotter than heck time, so that's pretty funny. Cats are a kick. So let's see. Those real expensive $400 each pill. Let's see. So the thing I was most worried about, other than someone else paying for them, once that was squared away, then the other concern that I was kind of dwelling on were side effects. Well, no side effects. So as far as I can tell, I've done everything. I've taken on a full stomach. I think that might be important. I don't want to take any chances on getting sick from that. But no, nothing. None of the headaches, none of the nausea, vomiting, none of the chiropractic type business. Nothing. So other than, and actually, if you want to know the truth, I think it might be. It's not supposed to cure me or any of that business or make it all go away, but they do advertise that it will reverse some of the most recent scarring, and so just the idea that some of the damage is being reversed, and then the other thing the drug company, the doctor say is that it's supposed to stop progress of the disease. So no, I'm more than satisfied at this point. Well, other than now, the pills I got for my screwed up neck, I had to clear those with the pulmonologist, and she said, yeah, no problem. That's what this long screwed up blood test was all about, because I'm supposed to have a liver function test every 30 days. With that, K7ITX, back to Net Control. 7ITX, thank you very much for that information. And let's see, if nobody has objections tonight, I'll probably be closing down the net after the next round. If people have more to say, I'll continue on. It would work out well for me. I could stand to leave just a little before 9 tonight. So let's see, next on the list, Jim, out in Cullington, N7QO. Take it away, Jim. ITL disconnected. out there? A lot of doubles. Is there someone trying to come in to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society? If so, come now. If anyone is out there again, try again. But I'll go next to Jim, N7QO in Covington. I think that was Wade trying to get in, but somehow we didn't hear anything that you were saying there, Jim. We didn't hear anything from Wade, and we didn't make out what you were saying. Let me stand by for a second, and we'll see if maybe Wade could try to come back here. This is WW7ATS with the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Yeah, I heard a couple squelch breaks there, carrier no audio. So if Wade or anyone else is trying to get in, after Jim, after you're done, let's let him give him another chance to get in. So Jim, N7QO in Covington, go ahead. Don't know what's going on there, but anyway, let's see here. I know what I was going to mention. Bob, I think Bellevue Jim had a good point there regarding your exhaust fan. May need to add another vent of some sort in the attic. I would guess maybe unless you have a ridge vent, and it seems to me that along the ridge of your roof, it seems to me I remember a ridge vent up there, but it would be worthwhile just taking a peek before going ahead with that installation. Otherwise, you might need to add another vent somewhere in the roof, or possibly even under the soffits. Just open it up a bit more. I'm not sure how much air those exhaust fans will put out, but I would bet they put out quite a bit. So that was a good suggestion from Bellevue Jim to check on that. And Jim, I'm pretty sure I heard ITL in there somewhere, somehow, possibly from Echolink. I'm not real sure, but back to you, WU7N and 7QO. Thank you, Jim, N7QO. This is WU7N. Let me call once again for ITL. Wade in Tacoma. Are you out there? Would any visitors like to check in to the WW7ATS at this time, either on Echolink or on the 080 repeater? Two squelch breaks with some white noise, but did not hear any other audio. So I think we're getting pretty much to the wrap-up point here. Let me ask if anyone has anything for the WW7ATS net tonight. If so, come now. broadcast repeater for our audio channel for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. We welcome all visitors either via Echo Link or via the 080 machine, and we welcome you to either check in and check out or to say to join our conversation. So with that, I will say good night.